You hide my leg fat.
No, that's all muscle, baby. Not leg
Cole,
fat.
I don't think that is muscle.
Can I zoom in on that?
That is not.
Just, Taryn's so lucky.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the first episode of Cole and Noah Are Friends, performed entirely by the new Tesla robots.
The new Tesla robots. They look so much like us.
Yeah, this is one that we've programmed 2 robots to talk about us.
Uh-huh.
Even down to my jiggly leg fat.
The jiggly leg fat.
All of it. I'm looking in the camera. Not this camera, but there's one over here that's showing what we're looking at. Now I'm looking at you on YouTube. Subscribe. Daniel Hansen, thank you for commenting to tell us to talk about the Penguin Show. Sadly, Daniel Hansen, I have not watched the Penguin Show because I don't have HBO Max.
Yeah.
But I do want to watch the Penguin Show because I've heard really good things.
I actually have access to Max and I just don't care. I feel bad, but no, I don't. I take it back. I don't feel bad. I feel bad because I think you care and I care about you, but I don't care about the Penguin. If that makes sense.
It's not so much that I care about the Penguin. I like the story, but I also have read little bits of spoilers about things that they're throwing in about like world building. So like there's a scene where they're in an asylum and you hear a very familiar sounding laugh, which a lot of people believe to be Harley Quinn.
Sure.
So I'm like, oh,
sure.
So they're expanding who's in this universe already, which I like. But beyond that, yeah, I'm really bought in. I like Penguin mainly in the context of Batman. So without Batman being there, that makes me a little sad.
Sure.
And I think it'll just make me long for the year 2026, when not only will we get another Batman, but we also get Avengers Doomsday, I found out.
Really?
26.
That's soon.
May of 26.
Interesting.
I know. I'm wondering if there's going to be anything that leads up to that, because from what I've heard about the test screenings of Captain America New World Order, I have not heard good things.
Oh, really? Dang it.
The entire movie, like plot leaked online.
Seriously?
I haven't read it, but yes.
That bites. Like, I wasn't super excited by that trailer, but that's got the most characters in it that, like, I just have any investment in.
Yes.
So I'm rooting for it because I want it to succeed. Like, I don't want Marvel to continue to be lame. I want it to be better.
Midville.
Welcome to Midville.
Also, guys, in the spirit of keeping Cole and Noah Are Friends true to our roots.
Yes.
We have yet another lost episode.
We lost it. I lost it. I don't know how.
Cole and I recorded a whole episode last Thursday.
Yeah.
No. Thursday? Friday?
It was Friday because I was working Friday.
No. Oh, yeah, because you were doing collab stuff.
Yep. I was up here all day doing stuff. And we put in all the effort. We sat in these chairs. We changed the set. It was a longer
episode, too. It was about 45 minutes.
It was a good one.
We talked about a lot of stuff that... Who knows if we'll talk about it. One of the things I mentioned at the top, we talked about Tesla bots a little bit.
Yes.
And how dystopian that feels.
So if you haven't heard or seen, I was blowing the business office's minds with this the other day, actually.
None of them knew about it?
They had not known about the robots, I think. And then we talked about it for like a 45 minutes. So we had our own little mini podcast. It was great, actually. So Tesla had
Cole and business are friends.
Yeah.
What's funny is when you said Tesla, I thought you were misspeaking about your daughter's name.
So me and my daughter, Tesla.
We built a robot.
I'm not going to lie. So we were driving in the car. Tessa saw I think it was a Cybertruck went by, and she goes, "Oh, that's the car for me." And I went, why? I mean, me too, but why? Yeah. And she says, because it's a Tesla. It has my name in it. Tessa with an L. Tesla.
She's got a good point.
She's very clever. She's a clever girl.
Yeah, Kean wants a Cybertruck or a Lamborghini. I'm like, well, buddy.
One or the other?
You got the wrong parents, brother.
Seriously.
So you better get on that YouTube career.
Don't do ministry. Maybe just...
But anyways, Tesla, they had an event.
Tesla had an event. Their We Robot event. I encourage you to Google the...
We Robot?
They called it We Robot.
I hate that. You didn't say that on the last one. I hate that.
Yeah, We Robot.
We Robot. Gross.
The Robo Van does look like something out of iRobot and Cyberpunk a little bit. And then they announced their Tesla robots, which are like humanoid robots. They still look like robots. They look more like something out of iRobot
100%.
than a humanoid flesh-colored thing. It's very much black and white metals.
They don't have faces. They have like a screen face.
They almost look like they've got a helmet, like a biker helmet
Yeah.
Sort of.
Feels very much so like Mitchell's versus the Machines. Have you seen that movie?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Very much so like that.
Very fun.
Very dystopian.
I have been thinking nonstop every day about what I would do with my own Tesla robot.
Can I tell you something also?
Yes.
Steven asked me when we were putting up the baptismal yesterday.
Yeah.
He said, so when like Tesla bots are like commonplace in the house, are you going to get one? And I said, you think they're going to be common in houses for $30,000? And he's like, yeah, I think they'll be around everywhere. He's like, Teslas are already becoming like basically the new car that everybody gets. And I was like, I don't think so. I think they're still expensive. Like, I don't know that we'll ever have a world where it's like all Tesla.
I think it's getting closer. I think it's getting, but okay. So like your phone is dumb expensive. Smartphones are dumb expensive, and people have just adopted like, oh, it's normal to have a phone plan with a phone payment that pays for my phone slowly over
time.
And then
every couple of years I need to get it.
And then they get an upgrade and they never totally pay it off, right? Which I don't do. I buy mine like used, wholesale, whatever, because I don't like having debt, and I don't want to owe money on a phone that depreciates like it is instantly. Just trash. But I can see if these like Tesla robot things actually turned it out to be useful for people. I can see that becoming the next like, oh, this is just a normal thing that like middle class, upper middle class, and the wealthy have. And it's just a part of life. You have a payment on just like you'd have a payment on your car or your cars.
But realistically, in your lifetime, do you think you and Kylie will have a Tesla robot?
Absolutely.
You think so?
Absolutely. I'm so for it. I'm so for it. Cool. If you told me, hey, you could buy another car, or you could buy a robot that will mow your lawn, do your dishes, help you with the stuff around the house, do the things you don't want to do or don't have the time to do, it'll do it with a good attitude, I'd be like, sign me up, dude. Get me a Tesla robot now.
Maybe this is like the one. I was literally just talking to a friend of mine about how like, yeah, you can have a positive outlook on everything. This is one where I don't get stuck in like, we're all doomed very much. With this, the AI and everything really scares me, and I don't know why.
Don't resist.
Yeah, that's my problem. It legitimately frightens me thinking about Tesla robots being quote unquote commonplace.
Sure.
And like that just being a thing. Like that. I don't know why. Because like I'm not a person who like will cover my phone camera because the government's watching me or whatever, or like things like that. But Tesla robots, I think that's where you and I differ. Maybe it will become a thing. Like I'm sure people said the same thing about cell phones, but like maybe it's just currently I just feel like there's no way. Like I don't know. I can't. That's something I can't wrap my brain.
What scares you the most about it? Like what makes you go?
The potential for death with them.
That is a downside.
Like the potential of just them killing you.
You like wake up in your sleep and instead of your young child at your bed, it's your Tesla robot.
Yeah, because you say
it's like I couldn't charge.
It comes up and it's like I threw up.
I throwed up.
No, but like
there's a pile of bolts in the living room.
I'd rather clean up. Okay. After getting puked on by my daughter last week inside of a Target, I would choose getting puked bolts on.
Yeah,
because that cleans up a lot faster.
Depends on how.
It's like bolts and oil.
If it's projectile. Oh, the oil would be awful.
Yeah, if it's bolts and oil and projectile, that would hurt. But I'd rather clean up like bolts off of a floor than puke.
Yeah, that'd be easy.
At least it wouldn't smell.
Would you name your robot? Would you give him a name?
Okay, again, hold on.
Sorry, I asked you multiple
questions. Back to the robot. The thing that freaks me out is you say, if I can do all this with a good attitude, what's to say it's not learning bad attitude? Because it's not like your life's going to be hunky-dory. You're potentially still going to have arguments. You're going to have little... Maybe not. Maybe you're perfect. If it was in my house, it would hear me have blow-ups and it would hear arguments. Not all the time. I'm not saying we argue all the time. That's not what I'm saying. As humans, we have days where we're not good, you know? Okay? I'll get upset with my kids.
Yes.
My wife and I will have a disagreement.
Yes.
What's saying that the Tesla bot's not like, oh, this is my new normal, so I shall take part as well.
Sure.
And then you're like, go mow the lawn. And then it's like, I hate you. And instead of throwing something at a wall from like a 7-year-old, it's a robot and it takes out the front of my house.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know. I know you how did you pitch it on Friday? You're like, look, or you said it maybe even today. You're like, I'm too far gone with AI to be scared of it at this point.
Oh yeah, listen, if at any point I said I changed my mind. AI is scary. I want off of the grid. It's too late for me. It's got multiple email addresses of mine. It knows where I live.
You're in the grid.
I'm in the grid.
You're a part of the grid.
It's building a new grid out of people like me.
Yes.
And you know what? You're just
the cold
embracing
grid.
it. Yeah. You might as well, the AI overlords are coming. You might as well figure out how to operate fluently and effectively inside of it.
Overlords are coming.
It's happening. They're taking over. Gosh. No, I do think
my home life is great also. Yeah. I have a great family.
It sounds like you guys are having a hard time.
I know, like in my house, it's nothing but violence.
I don't know about you, but
It's
if
a
I had a
war zone.
robot, it would learn nothing but bad habits.
But pain and misery. Not the case at all. We have a great house. I love my wife. I love my kids. We have a great life. The Tesla bot would be loved if it was in our house. But I'd probably yell. I could just yell at the Tesla bot.
You could.
Because it doesn't have feelings.
Do you have an Alexa?
No. Well, we do. I never talk to that thing.
Do you ever yell at it? Or
mainly if my kids get music playing on it and I go, Alexa, stop.
Alexa, stop. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curt with Alexa all the time.
I thought you were Cole.
I'm also that.
You mean Wirt from our last episode?
Yeah, I am very Wirt.
You're Wirt Kagner?
With my Alexa. Yeah, you just kind of, because it's there to perform a function. So I was nice at first, and then after a while I'm like, oh yeah, it's a device. It doesn't need me to be nice. Unless it's particularly helpful. But here's the thing that's annoying about Amazon and their Alexa is like, I'll ask, hey, what's the weather going to be like? And it'll say what the weather's going to be like. And then it will keep talking. And it'll be like, by the way, I have a new thing that you might enjoy. Like, do you want this pattern or this report in the morning?
Like,
or
no,
you might
Alexa,
be interested
stop talking.
in this discount on Amazon. I'm like, I didn't ask for any of that. Give me only what I asked for. Stop marketing to me in my kitchen. Leave me alone. So I think you could be however you wanted to be with your Tesla bot.
Yeah. I mean, I think my kids would love a Tesla bot. I'm still so scared of it.
Oh, dude. I want one so bad. If they are ever giving out free ones to demo, sign me up. Dude, please. Think about this though. Imagine, what if you were a store, like you owned a brick and mortar store? Would you ever...
We sell bricks and mortar there?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Would you ever have a Tesla bot in your store to help you do business? Like...
Maybe.
Think about it.
Depends on where I'm at. In Omaha, yes. If I lived in like Hastings, no, because people would just shoot my store. If I lived in Meade, sorry to any listeners in Meade, you're a small town, or Hastings.
It's fine. No, I'm so excited about it. I'm hopeful for the future. I can't stop thinking about it. If they learned how to drive,
they've already invaded you, Cole.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm all the way in.
Okay, so hypothetically,
okay,
if you have a Tesla bot and you're like, oh, it's going to drive my car.
Yes.
Tesla's way of getting around that, because iPhone, we all have lightning cables. Till you get to the iPhone 15, then you have to switch back to USB-C, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
New way to... They no longer put chargers in your case or something like that. I don't remember. You remember when the iPhone boxes used to be huge and now they're just the size of the phone?
I did not know that.
I think you get a cable. I don't think you get the actual brick to charge your phone.
Yeah, I think the last time I got a phone.
He has the newest phone. But they've slowly started... Or you remember how you used to get the corded headphones with it?
Yes.
You used to get the headphones, the charger, the brick, the whole 9 yards. You used to get everything with it. Now I think you just get... I don't even know if they do stickers anymore.
Do they even give you a phone? They don't even...
It's just a box.
They
buy
send
the box.
a well-meaning thought.
They give you the thought of the phone.
Sure.
That's $200. Where was I going with that? Tesla, their way of getting you. You're like, oh, it's going to drive my car. And it's like, no. Actually, it can't drive any cars other than a Tesla.
Yeah.
Would you still just be like, okay, that's fine. It doesn't need to drive me.
Yeah. I don't see that ever happening.
I know. Realistically.
But yeah, I don't know. Here's my bias. Okay. I just like Elon Musk. I think he's pretty cool. I don't think my old pal Elon would do that to us. I don't think he'd do that to us.
He's a billionaire and he's weird.
Yeah, but he's a weird billionaire
like a bottle of milk.
People.
Guy who's built like that. They got some intentions that can't be great.
Yeah, but his intentions are like, I believe in freedom and also...
Oh, here we go. Live on the pod, we're going to ask Steven what came in his iPhone box.
Are you texting him?
No, he's calling me.
Oh, he's calling
hello?
you.
What do you need? I'm on the podcast right now. What do you need?
Right now, Steven.
What? Why are you... What?
Watch your mouth, Steven.
Oh, well, I'm not home.
Can I go there anyway?
No, it's not unlocked.
Can I go there anyway?
No, my kid is in school. You know that. It's a Tuesday. I haven't spun the wheel in GTA in probably a calendar year.
Good grief.
No, just go home.
I don't have time. I have an ear appointment at 3:30.
Then go to Oakview Mall. Walk around and feel sad.
On 80th and Center and already went to Oakview.
Go to Krypton. Go to Krypton.
It's a comic store.
The Lego store. And I almost bought minifigures.
We'll go to the Krypton. Go to Krypton Comics and see if they have a comic book called Absolute Batman for me, please.
Where's that at?
Krypton Comics is 125th and Center.
Just Google it,
Nope.
Steven.
Steven, you have an iPhone. Just look it up. It will get you there, I promise.
I'm remembering why we bleeped him to begin with.
Hey,
Around the pod.
actually, we have a question for you. I'm going to unmute you, so keep your mouth clean, please.
Wait, am I unmuted yet?
Not yet.
Just a minute.
No, stop. I'm going to put you on speaker in 3, 2, 1. You're on speaker. Okay, Steven, when you got your new iPhone 15, what
It's a Pro, actually.
Oh, thanks, Steven. What came in the box?
A phone, really nice braided USB-C to USB-C cable,
Oh,
That's cool.
some legal garb,
Some legal
garb, like legal clothing. Or do you mean like legal garbage?
garbage.
Oh, okay.
I got
all
some
the,
new legal robes.
All the paperwork that I don't think anyone's ever read in their life.
Did you get a charging brick?
No, of course.
Just the
not,
cable?
dude. It's Apple.
See? Did you even get
Just-
stickers?
Just the cable. I think that I got a sticker this year, but the iPhone 16 is actually the first iPhone to not, or it's the first iPhone to not ship with stickers.
Interesting.
What is this country? We used to be a proper country.
Send
We
stickers
used
to
include
people.
headphones in
Steven,
our- in our
what are
phones.
your thoughts? This is our first call-in guest, ladies and gentlemen.
That's true.
Steven, what are your thoughts on the Tesla bot?
The bot?
Yeah.
I'm willing to put it all on the line to see what this thing can do.
I told you, dude.
You and Cole both agree.
Bro,
I want one so bad,
Steven,
so
let's
desperately.
go halvesies and we can share the bot. I'll have them on weekends so you can have them during the week.
A base model bot's only 20,000.
What?
It's only 10,000 apiece.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
That's just the base model though, but I would want it to be incorporated with Tesla's new AI and all the like self-automation features. So
Yep.
I think with additional packages, it's like 35,000.
Steven is also fully bought in on AI. Steven, when he needs to ask questions, he does one of two things. One, no matter what it is, he'll ask
Yeah.
ChatGPT.
Yes.
Or two, he'll
I did
call
that
me.
today. You should
Which
feel
honestly, both are
complimented.
pretty equal answers.
Well, so Steven will call me about stuff that I clearly don't know. He's like, "Hey Noah, what was the War of 1812 about? Like, why were they actually like going to war?" Rather than asking Google or ChatGPT, he'll ask me that. And I'm like, "Why do you think I know that?" He's like, "You know stuff."
You know,
Which it is very flattering, but at the same time, I'm like, "Why do you think I would know that?" To be fair,
He literally knows everything.
Yeah.
all right.
Like,
Well, Steven,
I used it to build. I used it to like research and build a guitar, and it gave me every answer I could have
I
asked.
bet it was spot on, dude.
so, ladies and gentlemen,
bet it was
Steven
spot
called me
on.
because he said he's bored and he's near my house. To which he then said he asked if he could go in my house to play my video games to kill time before he got his ears molded to order new in-ears.
oh, wow. We've come full circle.
Yes. So now I'm telling him he should go to Krypton Comics and look for a comic book for me. All right, Steven, thank you for joining us on Cole and Noah, Our Friends. And hopefully you have fun and enjoy getting your ears molded.
It's always a pleasure.
All right. Thanks for being the first call-in guest.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye. I do not have friends like that who just call me outside my house.
Dude, he's just like, "I'm near your house. Are you home?" Clearly, I'm not home. Like, he knows
Obviously.
I'm working today.
Right.
And then not only that, he's like, "Are your kids home?" My wife's not home.
weirdest.
Well, to be fair, Steven is like an uncle to my children. So, like,
Sure, okay.
He just hung out with
Okay.
them for the entire night, the other night while we were at a wedding.
Gosh.
So, yeah.
That's the
he's-
wrong question. Hey, are your kids home right
Yeah, yeah. If it was anyone else, I would
my
be
gosh.
skeptical. But yeah, he was like, what's funny is I told him, he's going to hear this. I told him my house was locked, but my wife was the last one to leave my house. So I know my front door is unlocked.
Is wide open.
100%. My wife has no anxiety. She'll leave the house
That's
open,
crazy.
leave the garage open. Me, I'm like, if our door's not locked, all of our things will be gone. You know how many times that's happened?
0.
Done.
Yeah. Kylie and I are the inverse. Yep. Kylie will lock everything in the house.
Same. Taryn will go outside to like leave for work, and I'll go behind her and lock the door, and then she'll forget something, come up and try to open the door, and it'll already be locked.
Dude, Kylie has locked me out of the backyard. I'll be like outside with the kids. She'll open the door to let the dogs out, close the door, and we'll like try to come inside. And it's
look, safety is reflexive. Okay, what can I say? I'm safe. You and your wife and I are both safe. Okay.
It's true. Kylie has made sure no intruders got in the house, for sure.
Now, given no intruders have probably ever gotten in your house or tried, but maybe they have tried and it's been locked, and so it's just like, well, that house is always locked.
At the very least, I know the locks in our house are being sufficiently used.
Yes.
So, we paid for the house.
And if you had a Tesla bot who's just there all the time, you wouldn't need to worry about it.
Dude, I don't even need locks.
Do you think a Tesla bot would have like a defense feature?
No.
No? You think they'd be pacifists?
I think at that point you've created a weapon. I think the government would get involved. I think it would say you cannot ship this product. Well, I don't know, maybe. Because the government... Whoa. This opens a whole new can of worms, actually. I don't know. You know what I'm more concerned about is modding.
That is true. Somebody's going to jailbreak the Tesla bot.
Could you jailbreak... Yeah. I'm sure people jailbreak Teslas.
Can you jailbreak Tesla vehicles?
I don't know. Somebody tell us on the internet, can you jailbreak a Tesla currently? And if you can, what does that mean for the Tesla bot? Oh my gosh.
Can you jailbreak a Roku? It's important to note that jailbreaking a Tesla vehicle requires specialized hardware and custom firmware. Moreover, a deep understanding of the intricate details of the entire booting process is imperative.
Sure. You'd have to be like a Tesla expert engineer maybe. And then I'm sure they would legally pursue anybody who's
absolutely.
Like,
almost.
You couldn't sell like jailbroken Tesla robots. But that's the thing. Like, I don't imagine, I'm guessing, but I don't imagine they would put any baked in capability to like really do any kind of violence, because I think they would just freak people out.
Well, it'd be bad, because then you could just have somebody who is robbing banks with their Tesla bot.
Yeah. I mean, if you could tell it to do a thing, like most AIs, well, not most, but like ChatGPT, for example, has actually a lot of controls. It'll like, one time I asked it to make it, because I pay for the premium. I was like, hey, I want you to make me a bunch of different, it's so helpful, dude. It's $20 a month. It's like nothing compared to like, if you go to Starbucks ever or Scooters ever, just don't go twice and enjoy Chat Premium. It's so nice, dude. So I told it,
Chat G Premium T.
G Premium T.
Thank you.
That's what they
call
called
me
it
for all your advertising needs.
Yep. I asked for a picture of Spider-Man, and it was like, I can't do that. That's copywritten material. I asked for I think I asked for a Dungeons and Dragons specific like information, a stat block, and it said, I can't, this kind of violates that company's copyright and whatever. So it like has protections for certain things in place. I'm sure if I asked it, hey, how do I murder somebody, it wouldn't tell me, So
but you're gonna go home and ask.
I'll try. I'll try later. I'll try later, and I'll let you know.
What if it sends it away? What if it sends it to the government? You're on a list.
I did ask it about me.
Hey, ChatGPT, how do I murder someone?
ChatGPT, how do I hide a body? ChatGPT.
But then, could the police just go, "Where can I find that body?" And ChatGPT's like, "Hey, don't tell him." But I know where.
Listen here, chat. We'll give you a deal.
ChatGPT, we need you to testify in court.
Are you willing to testify? Rat your
like,
friend
no.
out?
They like unlock your phone. They come up to you, just scan your face. Like, what did Cole say on October 22nd, 2024? And he's like, well, he did ask me how to murder somebody. And then his phone was in the woods because he asked me a question out there.
Dude, he's got all your location information, everything. Oh, man. Chat.
I did find out from a true crime podcast that there's a number you can text, or you can text it to Google to get all of the information off your phone. Every link you visited, every area from geo-tracking and stuff like that, it'll tell you everywhere you've been. Yeah. So, like, this guy said he didn't,
do the crime, whatever it was,
take out his girlfriend. And, but then like they got his tracking and stuff, and he was like at this one location for like 5 hours after she disappeared. And it was like it was like right by where her body was found. Yeah. So they did all that. And I was like, all right, buddy, I'm curious. I need to see what kind of, and then I like entered my number and I was like, I can't do it, even though like I know where I've been. But it freaked me out about me. But someone like, seeing me. Can I do this with anyone's phone number? Because that seems like an invasion of privacy. And I don't remember the name of it. So I don't know.
You got to get me that info. I want to check this out.
I'll give you the podcast. It's To Live and Die in LA.
There it is.
Season 1.
We'll find it. See, that's why I'm like not afraid of the AI stuff, because between all the geo-tracking and the algorithms and everything that's already online, all the information about me and my life and how I live it and who I am is like, it's there.
It's already there. Yeah, that is true.
It's everywhere. It's
very
a
scary.
giant information soup online.
And I hate soup. I actually don't. I love soup. I love a good soup. Well, it depends on the soup. My mom used to always make potato soup growing up, and I hated potato soup. It's good to dip bread in, but beyond that, I hate soup.
My son loves soup. He's like, both my kids are picky eaters, but he will eat any soup we make him.
Kean is guarantee Kean's a pickier eater than your kids. Let's have a picky eater up.
I bet you'll win.
No, I've heard all kids are picky eaters. Do you have tips on how to get your kids to eat food other than just give it to them until they break down and eat it?
Just make them eat it anyways.
It's so weird, dude. He won't eat chicken, but he'll eat chicken from this Chinese place in Council Bluffs.
Yeah,
but won't eat any other kind of chicken.
Well, I imagine it tastes like Chinese food. Chinese food tastes,
but he knows it's chicken, and then I'm like, hey, this chicken is still like, he won't eat any other kind of chicken. And it's like such a distinct flavor.
Yep.
That I'm like, you feel like this would be more of a turnoff food wise than like a chicken nugget,
right?
Like the most basic food that every kid loves.
Yep.
But
that makes
for whatever reason.
You know what I completely forgot to mention? We mentioned it on Friday, but like I said, I lost that episode. Since the last time we recorded, I had a baby.
No. Did we mention that on Friday?
Yeah.
I thought we mentioned that 2 episodes. No. 2 episodes ago was right before you had the baby.
Right before I had the kid.
That's right.
I had a baby. Most of you probably
Cole didn't
know.
have a baby.
I didn't have a baby.
He doesn't have the biological makeup to do that.
Yeah, that's not, believe it or not, I'm a man and men don't have babies. So that's how that works biologically. We had our daughter. We had a daughter, which is so exciting. We were going to find out the gender. We said all this on the podcast.
2 daughters.
2 daughters. Yeah, so we had a kid. And I was just thinking about it because I was like, oh, what am I going to recommend at the end of this podcast? And then I was like, oh, yeah, last time I recommended sleep.
He really didn't give any other recommendations. He recommended sleep. And he no joke, he didn't recommend a food, a show, and he legitimately just said sleep.
Which I still recommend. I've gotten a little bit more of it now. Still highly recommended. Yeah. 10 out of 10 would recommend more sleep.
Sleep is good. It is good. Definitely good. You should sleep. I just always hate at the end of the night sleeping because there's so much stuff I want to watch or do. But I'm like, my body's just like, no, we're done.
Yeah.
We're clocking out for the day. We're hitting our punch card and we're done. And it makes me so sad.
Dude. It is frustrating how much or how little sleep you can live off of. Like when you're an exhausted parent and you're like, you should not be able to still be alive because you're like, I kind of want to not be alive right now. I'm so tired. Yep. But turns out you can be, which is a frustrating place to be in. You survive because you literally have no other option.
I have no other option but to survive.
I have no other option but to stay awake. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that's like, recently I think I've been getting like good amounts of sleep because like I'll wake up at like 5 a.m. Like my daughter will come in and need something or whatever. And then I'll just like sit there and be like, I want to go back to sleep because I'm tired, but I could be awake right now. And I still just choose to go back to sleep. But I'm coherent enough that I can go.
Dude,
like
that
I can go
all the time.
And it's the worst feeling because you want to be productive, but it's still like so early. And now that it's like darker for longer, you're like, yeah, but I think I'm all right. I think I'm done.
I'm good.
I think I'm going to see the other side of my eyelids for a little while longer.
Yeah. That'll happen. I'll wake up at like 4 sometimes and my brain is confused, but it thinks it's there. Yeah. And it'll be like, oh, I'm awake early. I could go do some stuff. And I think the rest of my body is just like, we're not up yet, dude. Just chill.
You're gonna have to give it a second. Take the elevator down. Hold on. Okay. 7 a.m. We're good to go.
We're good to go. There was one time, I do this every now and again. I'll wake up. I'm not all the way awake, but I think I'm all the way awake. And I'll say and do things that make no sense. But it makes sense.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way awake.
Yeah, pretty much. When we had, I think it was Tessa, maybe Isaac. I woke up, but not all the way. I leaned over and I opened the drawer in my like end table and I just started rummaging around in this stuff. Now Kylie knows that I do this sometimes and she will laugh at me because she is watching me be ridiculous and I'll get angry because I think I am totally understandable right now. So she asks me, honey, what are you doing? And I'm rummaging around with my eyes closed and I go, I'm making room for the baby. She laughs at me, and I said, "Don't laugh at me. I'm awake right now."
Yeah.
I'm all.
That's me trying to justify like why we shouldn't turn off a TV show that we're watching. Steven asked us some good questions.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and maybe we can wrap up with this. But
boy.
Like I'll be watching a show with Taryn, and sometimes it gets frustrating because like she'll be like, "Let's go to bed. You're falling asleep," when I'm like totally awake.
Yeah.
But then I think she says this so much that it's a fulfilling
It's a
thing.
sleeper activity.
That like she says it, and then my body goes, "She's right," and then my body goes, "Yep." She says, "I know what your breathing sounds like," because we'll just be laying by each other. She's like, "I know what your breathing sounds like." I'm like, "No, you don't," because I'm wide awake. I've seen everything. But then there'll be times where she's like, "You're falling asleep." I'm like, "No, I'm solely awake right now. I definitely know what just happened." But I've learned. I think my body has learned from many times of people saying that to me and me just saying things that are just so outlandish.
Yeah.
That I just learned to not talk, or I just go, "No, I'm awake."
Yeah.
But sometimes I've caught myself like trying to justify things. Like, I'm not asleep right now.
I'm like one of those dolls that when they're upright, their eyes are open, and the moment they get horizontal, their eyes just shut. I will feel wired, and if I'm up moving around, I can just go and go, and I don't feel tired a lot of the time. The moment I lie down for more than like 30 seconds, I feel my body shut off.
It's like when you have an old. It's like when you have an old iPhone and it goes from like, say you have 30% left and then it goes
down
to zero.
What? Yeah, you're like, what just happened? That's me if I lie down every time.
So, wow. The last time we texted, me, you, and Steven in a text message was September 28th of 2023.
Wow.
So he said, you guys should talk about your canon event in your lives, or who in your personal life do you think is your anchor being? As in, life wouldn't be the same in reality, would crumble without them.
My anchor being.
The anchor being, what show is that from? That's from a Marvel show, right? Or what is that from? Because that's not from
that's Wolverine and Deadpool.
That's what it is. Anchor being is
Wolverine
canon
and
event
Deadpool.
is Spider-Verse.
Yes.
What is my canon event?
These are good questions.
That's it. Yeah. I would assume my canon event is working in the church. Meeting Jake Adams, ending up at Lifegate.
There you go.
Maybe it would be that. I feel like in every lifetime I find Jake Adams.
Every Noah Anderson meets Jake Adams.
I always find Jake Adams.
Is it always Jake Adams, or is it someone different? Like a Jake Adams? Or?
I would hope it's Jake Adams in every lifetime.
Who wouldn't? I mean, come on.
Honestly, Jake Adams is my canon event.
You are my canon event.
Just meeting him.
Oh my gosh!
I would say if not meeting Jake Adams, because from that trickled, like just my life changed drastically after I met Jake for sure. And my anchor being, I mean, I want to say my anchor being would be
without whom your universe falls apart. Is that the implication?
Yeah. I would assume like my parents would have to be that, but maybe. Sure. I mean, that feels like a cheap answer though. I want to say my wife. Oh man, yeah. Obviously.
These are hard to answer without like going deep into your story.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, obviously I want to say my wife because, I mean, I really do feel like what would my life be like without my wife? And it would be horrible.
My life be like, ooh.
Do you know who that's by?
No.
That's by a band called Grits. A Christian rap group called Grits.
You ever had grits? They're disgusting.
I haven't. I'm a picky eater. There's a lot of stuff that you can say.
You know what I don't recommend? I don't recommend grits.
We should do anti-recommendations as well.
Yeah, that's great. That's really great.
So I would say, my canon event is maybe ending up at Lifegate or ending up in the church or meeting Jake Adams. Take your pick, multiple choice, like the Joker. Do you understand that reference when I said multiple choice like the Joker?
Nope.
Okay. Well,
I don't.
Let me explain real quick.
Okay.
Batman, you got to throw this in there. The Joker in The Killing Joke, he gives like his backstory, and he's like, I forget how exactly he says it, but he basically says like, if you're going to have a backstory, it's better for it to be multiple choice. So that's why he's like, you don't know who I am really. He's like, I could be this guy who my wife and child were killed, and I joined, or like to protect them, I joined a gang and then got scarred by Batman and the Red Hood gang. Maybe my name's Jack Napier. Maybe my name's Arthur Fleck. Maybe my name is like, you don't know. He's like, it's better to be multiple choice and open-ended.
I love that's so sinister.
Yeah, I mean it's a very joke, and I mean you think of it in the context of The Dark Knight. He tells multiple different stories about how he got these scars.
I got these scars.
Yeah, so multiple choice there, and then I want to say my anchor being would be Probably my parents, because I owe a lot of where I am to them, or like my wife, I would say. Because I mean, without her, who knows if I continue going to NCC, because maybe I go to somewhere else because I have nothing holding me to the Omaha Council Bluffs area.
Yep.
Maybe I don't even pursue ministry. Who knows, like, if I'm able to even do ministry as a job, because she doesn't go to hair school and then get a really good paying like hair stylist job right out of that helps us eliminate debt and allows me to be in ministry and things like that. I mean, I don't have Kian and Nora. I probably, who knows if I meet someone, who knows if I'm like married to someone else, who knows if I started a life with somebody else, who knows if I'm still single, like, who knows if I'm at Lifegate, who knows if I'm even in Omaha, maybe I stay in Council Bluffs, like, so I would assume from that, I think a lot would change, because I think that one moment, I mean, I've been with her half my life, so that also feels like an anchor being thing, like 15 years. So
yeah, that's fair. Mine are all pretty similar. I was trying so
Jake
hard
Adams
to think. Yeah, Jake Adams is in there for me.
He's colonized.
It's like
canon
event. No, I think canon events for me for sure would be meeting Kylie, because she's the whole reason I got introduced to Lifegate. It was Trinity then, and we started dating and all this stuff. But like before that was when I encountered Jesus, which is like the canon event that started all of it, because that shaped how I thought about myself, which changed how I responded.
Cole, you can't say Jesus is your canon event, because obviously that's the Christian answer.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
But you're right. So canon event, meeting Kylie, which was influenced by meeting Jesus, but meeting Kylie, which changed my future because we got married, and also changed my like career trajectory because I got connected to Lifegate. And then later, like into college, meeting Taylor Foster was not a plan. It just happened, and that opened the door for me here at the church. And then shortly after, meeting Mike Hintz, and both of those, Mike and Taylor, have been preting regular
in your life,
canonical figures in my universe. So
who's your anchor being?
My anchor being, I'm gonna say my wife. My life would just be so sad
when you've been with somebody that long. I mean, it's really hard to not say them.
I've told Kylie this before, but I said if like in another world we never met, I would be sad.
Yeah.
And she's like, but you wouldn't know that we wouldn't met. And I said,
you're like,
I would know deep in my bones.
This one, the multiverse Cole.
Me? Yeah. The aware
Earth Prime Cole.
Yeah. I would just be.
That's why you want to, that's why it's like you almost, it's so corny, but it makes me want to get one of those, like, I'd find you in every lifetime. A tattoo of that.
Right. Yeah.
There's a line in a John Bellion song that's, where your soul goes, you will find me. And I'm like, yeah, same.
Yeah, same.
Thanks, John Bellion, for writing that lyric.
That's right.
So, that's,
Got any anti-recommends?
That's a great question, Steven. Thank you for that question.
Actually,
great job.
Thanks, bro.
Send it in the content. That's great.
He's got great ideas, actually. We bleeped
get a
him
phone call from Albion, Nebraska.
Love those.
Let's find out who this is real quick. Hello?
Actually gonna answer that.
Hello?
Yes, hi. Hello. My name is Ruby, and I'm calling with a National Public Opinion Firm.
I'm all right.
What did you even say?
It's some opinion firm. It's about politics. I get so many phone calls about those, so many text messages. I'm done. But I mean, I'm not going to be mean to somebody, so I'll just be like, I'm okay.
I'm all right.
And then hopefully they never call me back. They probably will, though. So Ruby with Albion, wherever I said, sorry. If you're one of our listeners. Okay, so my recommendations are, I'm going to do recommend and then anti-recommend.
Okay.
Recommended music. Listen to Bill Murray, the American Motorsports 420cc.
He's wearing it. He's got it on his
shirt. Says Bill Murray, and then in the little symbol here, it's a Japanese symbol or something. I think, I don't know. Sorry,
or something.
And then underneath it, it's translated. So I translated this before I bought it because I was like, I can't buy something and not know what it means.
Yeah.
It translates to large human or thick boy. So it says thick boy really small underneath.
That's awesome.
I recommend listen to, this is based off a song called Better Hell. It's the first song on Bill Murray's American Motorsports album. Not on anyways. Listen to the deluxe edition of that album, the 420cc deluxe edition. There's a song on there specifically called The End, and I think it might be the best Bill Murray song ever. It's so good. It's sonically it's so pleasing. Anti-recommend. let's see, what would be like an anti-recommendation for something to listen to?
You don't recommend listening to this?
My kids really like these guys named Lanky Box on YouTube, and their songs can be catchy, but they're so annoying. So I highly recommend not listening to them. Sorry, Lanky Box. My son loves you guys, but sorry.
But I don't.
Movie, obviously watch the Batman. I mean, I can't recommend it enough.
Yep.
Obviously. One that I want to go back and watch, because I always hated it because of how cartoony it looked back in the day, but I've heard nothing but great things, is there's a show that came out called The Batman in like 2004. It's an animated show.
I love that your legitimate recommendation is more Batman.
So I would watch
Go watch
that.
The Batman. But no, seriously, go watch this thing called
Well, what's funny is I recommend The Batman, the 2022 film, but then it's on Netflix, the whole thing. It's like 5 seasons, and it's The Batman. The animated series that I've heard is really good. Watch that. Or if you can find it, I think it might be on Max, Beware the Batman. All great animated Batman shows, all different anime or animation styles, like so good. So those, and if you don't want Batman, watch the movie Drive, starring Drive, starring Ryan Gosling, or La La Land. That's a great movie.
That's a great movie.
La La Land is a great movie. Watch that.
I do love that movie.
Anti-recommend. Don't watch Nobody But You or Anybody But You. It stars Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney. It is a horrible movie. It's just bad. It's not good. The acting isn't great. It's just so bleh. Yeah. The whole thing is very bleh. And it's just, the thing it does well is there's some like really classic cheesy rom-com tropes that are cool, but not a good movie. Don't watch that. Eat.
Just eat. Just eat food.
I recommend food. I've done this before, but I'm going to recommend it again. Great Wall in Council Bluffs. There's one on Broadway and there's one on Woodbury Avenue. Go get Great Wall. Anything there is good, specifically Great Wall steak or sesame chicken. Both good. Anti-recommend. Don't eat an onion like an apple. It probably wouldn't be very enjoyable.
Yeah, it's gross. Don't recommend it either.
Cole, song, TV,
music,
or song, movie, song, eyes.
Song,
visual,
eyes,
and then food.
Ears,
tummy.
eyes, mouth.
Ears,
head,
eyes,
shoulders, knees,
tummy.
Yeah, that's
head, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Stuff to listen to.
Sleep.
If you have like young kids, which is my world right now, so half of what I listen to is kids' music. I'll start with the watch. Like Storybots is pretty great. I really like Storybots. If you haven't watched Storybots, they're just fun, and they make me laugh, which is a big deal because it's a kids show. Yeah. And if you can entertain me, then good job. Well done. They also have some fun music. Me, and all my children enjoy listening to. I think it's called the Chicken Bach. Or chicken box, something dumb like that. So there you go. I don't have anything legit. I still recommend sleep. Please sleep. Get some sleep, please.
Go to sleep.
I don't recommend listening to Coco Melon. It's the worst thing ever. If your children are into it, I'm so sorry.
It's so
I'm
bad.
So sorry.
It's very cute to hear my daughter sing it, but it's
I can't stand it.
Listening to it is
I believe
grating.
It's evil. I believe it's evil. So I don't recommend that.
What do you recommend I consume visually, Cole?
With your eyes?
The Cole and Noah, our friends podcast on YouTube?
Yeah, or Spotify, because you can watch it on Spotify.
We mentioned that on Friday. I forgot about that.
I did too, until just now. So, you can watch it. If you didn't know that, open your phone and look at us right now, because we're looking at you.
Spotify.
Hello,
Spotify. Cole's camera, my camera, this camera, my phone camera.
What to watch? I really love a movie. I think it's rated R. It's got a lot of foul language in it, but The Big Short is it's all about the financial crisis in 2008. It's got
Steve Carell in it.
Steve Carell and oh my gosh, and
other famous actors. Christian Bale's in it. Isn't he?
Ryan Gosling's in it, and Christian Bale's in it, and there's a lot of big actors in it. Anyways, I enjoyed it a lot. That may not be your speed.
That's
but
bookkeeping, Cole.
That's bookkeeping. Yeah, that's just me being a nerd. I don't recommend watching. Don't watch The Dark Crystal. It's an old, dumb, puppety movie. Don't do it. Don't do it. And don't watch the series on Netflix because it just looks dumb. That's how I feel about that.
Got him.
My mom made us watch that as a kid, and I hated it so much.
What about food? What about food?
Hey, I tried a white chicken chili recipe at home the other day.
White chicken chili is gas.
And it's really good, and it was easy. And it was like a soy and dairy-free thing because we're trying that because that's important right now for my wife. And it was easy. It's a piece of cake. Just like chicken, chilies, chicken broth, a bunch of other stuff. Boom. Throw it in the crock pot. Cook it for a few hours. Eat it. It's so good.
Great.
I put rice in it today. Oh,
yeah.
Delish.
Rice and chili is so good.
I don't recommend kombucha unless you want to poop.
Kombucha. I also don't recommend kombucha.
And that's about all I got.
I also recommend Albanese gummy bears. I had some of those today. Those are so good. Those are so very
Maybe
good.
next time we can talk about the sugar-free gummy bears and all of that.
crisis. I do recommend Dippin' Dots as well.
Yes.
Not the
chlorinated ones.
But the
plain old Dippin' Dots.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
That right there, everybody, is how you make a podcast. And if you see this one or you hear this one, that means it's not lost. And you heard little bits.
And it made it to the internet.
Here's the thing. Maybe we'll talk about some of the other stuff we talked about on last Friday's episode, because there was some good stuff that is not in this episode.
It's true. It's in the last episode.
You know, the all perfect healer. No, not that. That's Jesus.
That's heresy.
Yeah, that's Jesus heresy. Is the all perfect healer.
Save it. Leave him wanting more.
Yeah, it's something we talked about that has medicinal properties. That's all natural.
And it might surprise you.
And it... Doctors
and it's
hate
legal.
This
we're not
talking
about marijuana either.
Okay, we're talking about breast milk. That's a cliffhanger. Ooh, cliffhanger.
Turns out
it works for pink eye. Maybe it would be funny if that was censored right at the end.
We're talking about boop, and that's the end of. Well, that's how it's gonna end. We're talking about.
Thank you, everybody. This is Cole and Noah, our friends, sponsored by Life K Church. Just kidding. We're not sponsored.
Not really, but
we have
maybe
no affiliation other than we work here.
That's the thing.
We record here.
Yep.
All right. That's it. Thanks, Stephen Voss.
Okay, bye.
One more thing before we go. Thank you, Noah Vance. Shout out Noah Vance.
Oh, yeah. Noah, we love you.
We started with that. Shout out. Bye.
Okay.